to Cornwall Seal Group Research Trust's virtual conference, Sharing Our Seas, Seals and People. We are excited to share an inspirational series of talks exploring a variety of aspects of seal conservation in the UK. And it's our 20th birthday. In that time, we've done 35,000 plus surveys, processed over 1 million photos for 72,000 plus seal IDs. To make sure we can continue this important work, check out our website to join our Wild Seal Supporter Scheme, back our crowdfunding campaign, or shop in our online store. Thank you for your support. Our steering group, Kate, Dan and myself are here to tell you about our seal stories, our people, our achievements to date and the challenges we face going forward. Things have changed a lot in the last 20 years when I took my first seal record. I set up Cornwall Seal Group in 2004, gave up my day job in 2008 so we could record seals from other sites routinely. We became a registered charity and changed our name to Cornwall Seal Group Research Trust in 2015, and by 2017 we had Marion, our first paid ranger, and now we have 4 paid rangers which we hope to keep. We're delighted that people have given us very generously awards for the work that we have done, and along the way we've met some amazing people, including Bex Allen, who was the first person I met who was doing photo ID as well as me. So I first saw Chairlift in 2000 and he was the first seal I re-identified. I've known him since then. He's one of the majority of grey seal males in that he is non-breeding. He did try in 2010 on the island of Skoma but was clearly not very good at it because he's not done it ever since. Females are supposed to show site fidelity and have their pups where they were born, and Ghost appears to do that. She's had 16 pups in 17 years on exactly the same beach. This is her chosen partner between 2011 and 2016. He would come in just to protect her and leave at the same time as her. However, not all females know the rules, and S89 Wings has had 1 pup in Wales and 2 pups in Cornwall, a handful of females who are known to do this. You can see from her visit calendar it is a lot more complicated. With years across the top and months down the side, she's been seen at 5 different locations from southwest Wales to South Cornwall. Waves is a mum who did something quite fantastic. We saw her with 2 pups feeding 2 pups one year. Her pup is actually the one in the pool on the right hand side, but in the 3 photos here she is feeding another mum's pup. She's also had quite a story in that she's had 6 pups at 3 different sites all along the North Cornish coast, and we only really see her during the pupping season. And then there's Key. Key spends the whole year at one site pretty much. She's the only seal that we know that does this, and then she stayed at the same site to have her pup. There's an exception to every rule. DP193 Lewis was born the year that I did my first seal record, and he was rescued and rehabbed at the Cornish Seal Sanctuary. Since then he has routinely commuted between Looe and North Devon, and he's a classic case of change of life stage, change of visit pattern, and you can see that he did that from his calendar 2015 going forwards. Legs is sadly still work in progress. This is her with her pup looking beautiful, and then shortly afterwards in January 2019 she became entangled in a single strand of monofilament. Within 3 weeks this had cut an encircling wound right through her skin, and now she looks dreadful. So we're really hopeful with British Divers Marine Life Rescue and the Cornish Seal Sanctuary to be able to rescue in the near future. Our research has shown some incredible things, and on one day on one beach 4 seals linked 4 counties and 4 nations with their movements, and it shows the importance of having a joined up network and how important an ecologically coherent network is for seals to survive. All this information is very important because with 1/3 of the world's population of grey seals in UK waters, we have a special responsibility to protect them. Even with this amount of grey seals, there are still more red squirrels in the UK than there are grey seals, so we need to look after them. If we want people to look after African elephants on their patch so that we can visit them on safari, we need to do the same for grey seals here. And they really help us, because they are our most reliable and predictable marine mammal, so you can set up a business around it, provided you look after them. If you don't look after seals, they won't look after our economy and benefit coastal businesses all around the southwest. We also have common seals. There aren't that many of them, but here are two. Ellis on the left, who is an adult male with an appalling scar across his back, which we are monitoring. He commutes between Looe and the Fowl. And then on the right, there is Serena. We think Serena is a girl, but we're not 100% sure. And she routinely commutes between Looe and Foy. So this shows that Cornwall is a hub for seals from all the way from the Isle of Man, west to the Isles of Scilly, south to France, and then into the North Sea, Belgium and Holland. On to people. We love seals, but we can't help seals without people. People are our most important asset. We have 5 trustees, myself, Dan and Kate, Phil Knight and Richard Morton, and our patron is Gillian Burke, the Springwatch presenter. We currently have 4 paid rangers, and I'm going to take you through what each of them does. So Marion is our Amazement and Discovery Ranger. She does our Photo ID Community Hub Coordinator role. She organises all our events and focuses mostly on schools liaison and engagement with school-aged children, which she's very good with. Katie is our Research Ranger, and she liaises with colleges and universities and coordinates our student research projects. She also manages our People Protecting Precious Places disturbance project and organised this amazing conference, so thank you for that, Katie. Sarah is our Sanctuaries at Seas Ranger. She coordinates all our systematic boat surveys, our quarterly southwest seal censuses, and she does a stack of ID from Lizard, where our amazing volunteers survey every single day of the year and have done so since 2014. She's also just coordinated and led our Natural England project, which was successfully completed as a contract. Emily is our Creativity and Activity Ranger. She designs all our beautiful resources. Everybody loves her work. She's also set up our online shop, our Wild Seal Supporter Scheme, so that we can raise funds ourselves, and she does our social media work. So if you've seen stuff on Facebook or Instagram, Emily will have done it. Other important people are our 25 community-based photo ID hubs that are around the southwest coast. The very first one was Looe, which is where all these photos are from. And the bottom right graphic shows the system that goes into taking a photo all the way through to putting it into our database as an ID. It's a complicated process. And the smaller graphic shows the generic processes that all of our 25 hubs go through in order to process our IDs. We can't do it on our own though. So all these organisations are our partners. They are local, regional, national and global. And without them, we can't use that evidence to give seals a voice. Thank you, all of you. Not least, of course, our funders. We can't pay our rangers without funding. So all of these people have historically supported our work, and so we're really grateful to them. Some of them currently fund us as well, which is fantastic. Thank you. But most of all, our thanks goes to our 450 plus incredibly inspiring volunteers. I can't put all your photos on here, I'm very sorry, but you are amazing, and every single one of you has contributed to our success and to helping seal protection. Between you, in 20 years, we've managed 35,000 surveys, processed over 1 million photos to get over 72,000 seal IDs. And that level of understanding makes our grey seals some of the most intensively studied grey seals in the world. Thank you to every single one of you. I am now going to pass over to Kate, who will take you through the achievements of the last 20 years.
Hi, I'm Kate Hockley, Trustee, Treasurer and Steering Group Member of Cornwall Seal Group Research Trust. We have achieved so much since we began, and if I name them all, I'd be here all day, but here are some of the main ones. We have 3 published journals important to science and the conservation of seals. We have presented at lots of conferences in Europe and North America, putting seals on the map. They have taken us to some amazing places, and we've met some awesome people. And in 2015, we went to the start of the working groups for the International Ghost Gear Initiative and are now part of the Building Evidence Group. We've had 4 key publications, 2 books and 2 chapters in great books, one on entanglement and the other featuring Sue's leadership and conservation work. Sorry about the long list, but we have been commissioned by numerous organisations to write reports as varied as the International Organisation Animal Protection, statutory agencies such as Natural England and the Wave Hub, public consultations. These are the most mind-numbing things we do. It's the hardest work, but the most important. The list shows a variety of the most important consultations, and some of these have gone on for a number of years. We have given our seal data to all of these and more. Well, here we are in our glad rags, a very rare experience for us all. Sue has received 3 awards for the exceptional contribution to the understanding of grey seals. Photo ID functional linkage has resulted in seals being included as part of the SSIs listed here. It is now a criminal offence to disturb seals in 2 SSIs, and the 3rd is a work in progress. We also worked to get an exemption of access to one of the biggest haul-outs. Right, this is one of our biggest achievements recently. We went to a meeting in London in the Home Office to set up the Seal Network UK. We now have organisational strategic developments involving a website and data sets. Also, industry standard business and finance systems. We are sorting some self-generated funding streams for the future. We now have a huge amount of advancements in the range of resources and have many activities to inspire and engage people of all ages in the future. Finally, I would like to show you what we have achieved just in 2019. 4 rangers, because of these resources, were able to deliver 65 free talks, 67 stalls and events directly engaging 12,000 plus people. And all of this in 2019 enabled us to tell the stories that were gathered by 376 volunteers from 3,794 surveys with 120,000 photos processed for 8,700 seal IDs. And why have we done all this? To give seals a voice at 93 meetings, 13 reports, 9 public consultations, 4 global organisations, and 2 seal network meetings with DEFRA. This is all important to our future business plan, our online shop, and our supporters scheme, so that we can fund the next 20 years of achievement. Thank you, and I will pass you over to Dan Jarvis.
Hi there, I'm Dan Jarvis, the Secretary and a Trustee for Cornwall Seal Group Research Trust. Seals are one of our most predictable and reliable marine wildlife assets we have around our shores, which, if looked after properly, can help diversify coastal economies. It's for this, as well as many other reasons, of course, why it's so important for us to try and help protect and conserve our seals for our future generations to enjoy, as we do today. However, they face many challenges out in the wild, and the impacts of these are cumulative and not exclusive from one another. Climate change is one of the big ones, and sea level rise and storm surges can affect their use of haul-out sites, pushing them from their favoured ones to less favourable ones, as well as causing harm to the seals themselves and potentially separating pups from their mothers. Extreme rainfall events can destabilise cliffs, leading to more rockfall type events, which can block beaches and caves used by seals, as well as directly kill the animals themselves, as can be seen in the example photos on this slide here. Acidification of the oceans can also cause their prey species to redistribute, and the seals, of course, and other predators that feed on them will redistribute too. Bycatch is also another significant threat, and in 2015 a DEFRA report estimated 310 grey seals were killed accidentally in nets in the Southwest Waters region. These were mostly in Trangle and Trammel nets. One inshore fisherman has reported to us that 6 dead seals were hauled in a single net on one occasion by him, whereas another offshore boat had 38 dead seals in a single haul of his trawl nets. So the problem may be larger than we realise. Entanglement in marine litter of any form is another significant threat, and research by Cornwall Seal Group Research Trust in recent years has shown us to have the second highest rate of entanglement in the world for any phosid seal species. Seals are very curious animals by their very nature. Objects that they find in water they may like to go and investigate, and if it's a large piece of net, for example, if they begin to get tangled in it and panic, their response is to spin, entangling them even further, which can cause them to become severely injured, receive infections through these injuries, and can eventually kill them. We have been working closely with British Divers Marine Life Rescue and have had a number of successes over the years in disentangling a number of entangled seals that have been spotted by Cornwall Seal Group Research Trust volunteers on their surveys. However, in the last 5 years, in each year, we have recorded over 100 different entangled seals, and again, it remains a major problem for us to continue to deal with. Disturbance is also another major and growing threat as well. Again, we have been doing seal surveys in recent years that have shown in 100 minutes, 10 tripper boats visiting a single location and disturbing 40% of the seals into the water. We've also had a dedicated research project looking at this specifically at 4 sites around Cornwall, and have been high rates of disturbance recorded during the summer months. At the worst site, disturbance was recorded on average every 14 minutes, where at the best, if you can call it that, site, the rate was every 29 minutes. So the causes of these are very site specific, and it's important for us to realise that each individual seal haul-out site needs its own management plan to help combat the causes of these stresses to them. The main points are for minimising seal disturbance are to give them space and to leave them as you find them. Be quiet, stay downwind, and be invisible as much as you can. It's a criminal offence to disturb seals at 2 sites in Cornwall where seals are named features of SSSIs, Sites of Special Scientific Interest, and these are in West and North Cornwall. We've also been working on microplastic research during the course of our boat-based surveys. In 2018, for example, we surveyed 115 kilometres of the north coast in transect surveys and used the equipment that you can see in this slide here to collect microplastics from the sea. On every single trawl, microplastics were found. We also have the skeleton of a seal who was known to us when he was alive as Septimus. He was actually found dead and retrieved by Seal Group volunteers so that we could use his skeleton as a display piece, as an educational tool to help people learn more about seals. What we learned from him, however, was some of the cumulative impacts that he'd sustained during his life, and we ourselves have learned a lot from him too. He had 2 broken backbones from some sort of traumatic injury that he received at some point in his life, and his spine was also out of alignment as well. He had 2 badly broken ribs which hadn't healed very well and would have caused him still some pain. He had an infection in his toes as well as his sinus, and it was the latter of these that was thought to have led to his death, as it caused significant damage to the actual structure of his skull. And finally, we also found that a lead pellet was embedded in his ribs and had been grown over. So it indicated that he'd survived being shot with a shotgun at some point in his life, which will have been illegal, of course. I'll leave it over to Sue now to round up our introduction, but I do hope you enjoy our conference and enjoy the rest of the presentations.
Thanks, Dan. So we still have a lot to do. This is a sad indictment of our society. This photo sums up a seal pup lying next to a wheelie bin. These are our seals, this is our watch, and it's our patch, and it's not good enough. Please help us by telling us about the seals that you see and emailing your sightings to sightings@cornwallsealgroup.co.uk. We very much look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.